wait for it. All right. And a little clearing of the throat right there. Hello, everyone, and now welcome to a game. This game is going to be a human versus night elf mirror match. Human versus night elf match here on Shallow Grave. Leon opening things up with what I assume to be the paladin rifle build. You can see that he gathered a little bit of lumber right there, and now building that altar of kings. It will be a little bit delayed. Altar of kings, what, about a 20-second or what was that, 13-second difference? A 15-second difference. All right, so now that we have the times here, I can better understand and better predict and describe everything. Hitman spawning as undead under the name Ethereal, actually as undead. So gonna be interesting to see how this particular game goes. Leon obviously going with that paladin rifle build because of how powerful, well, paladin rifle is. I am curious, and I do want to see how creeping works now with, well, piercing damage and that overall change. Changing how armor works this late into... Oh, that actually looks like too many peasants. 1, 2, 3, 4... all right, oh, it's just a diagonal. All right, so this is one of those situations. If Leon actually used that peon trick early on to rally those peasants so that they return faster, you could actually get more than the typical 10 gold, well, not 10 gold per second, or 10 gold per peon per second. Well, eagle-eyed viewers of WarCraft 3 and longtime viewers would know what I mean. WarCraft 3, these peasants actually walk slower if there's only 4 out of 5 workers, and it starts to collect more than, I believe, 80% of 600 gold per minute. So they try to change their pacing. What you can end up doing is you can end up telling them to rally back home as they pick up those bags of gold, and it kind of overwrites the logic just a little bit during that early stage. If you really want to try and go for it, it is rather micro-intensive. You can mess it up, but it does work out well. All right, let's going to go ahead and engage your lightning shield straight up onto that Death Knight. Skeletal minions, oh, get purged right there. It looks as though the Death Knight, however, will finish off this skeletal or this renegade wizard pretty easily. Oh, is he gonna... Death Knight does get the experience. It was extremely close right there. You can see that the Death Knight nearly took out that renegade wizard with that own lightning shield, and that Death Knight essentially using well, one skeletal minion and was able to clear out a relatively difficult creep camp. Paladin also doing a very similar thing here, but the Paladin has to be very careful. He does not have the ability to heal himself, and unlike the undead Death Knight, he can't give himself better regeneration with that uncooled aura. But then again, I think the natural regeneration of the Paladin may actually give him more healing overall. I'll have to double check that. There's also time on Blight. Difficult to say which one is particularly better, as the Death Knight, well, still setting up an expansion down here while the Acolyte is nearby. Dual Ziggurat, so he's really committed into this expansion. Perhaps going to get up a new Rubian Tower and haunt that gold mine here in a second. Paladin off on the far side of the map, continuing to do creeping and wants to get to level 3. This is, well, Rifleman no longer as effective against duels as well. Heavy armor actually protects them from something. Piercing damage just a little bit. Meanwhile, off to the north, where is this Paladin going? I'm wasting a little bit of time. I guess not truly having a plan, or did he placed on a sentry ward in the middle of the map to, well, keep tabs on where his opponent is. One Rifleman getting lost in the mix, trying to rally, saying, where do you want me to go? And, well, classic discussion of, well, trying to hit a moving target and having to do a little bit of additional work. All right, 4-straw High Priest taken down easily. Tome of Strength now going after the trappers. Could try and hire up a mercenary as well, but not quite sure what mercenary it would really go for. We're going to see another Holy Light onto that Rifleman. Perhaps there's a 4-straw Berserker as the Death Knight goes. Oh! It looked like he tried to get a Holy Light off right there. The Death Knight comes in with the level 2 Death Coil, and that is going to be huge, taking down a peasant as well. And Leon getting a bit greedy He wanted to get to level 3 and then use a level 2 Holy Light. That was the reasoning right there. Are we going to see a shot there? Holy Light, Holy Light. Are we going to see a Holy Light onto that ghoul? It has 192 hit points. He can do it. Oh, the Paladin does not go for it. And that surprises me right there. With that Paladin, level 2 Holy Light would have finished off that ghoul. Now he does it. Oh, Leon. Oh, Leon. All right, like sometimes you wait for something to happen, and then he's like, "No, I'm gonna wait until the last minute to do it. I'm gonna wait until the last minute to do it." No, you waited 1 second past the last minute to do it, and that ghoul able to escape away with 1 hit point because of the natural regeneration of the Death Knight with Unholy Aura. Wow, how small I did not plan that. How small conversations and small tidbits that I tried to give early on actually translated. That was a bit of a surprise and a bit of fun there. As we're gonna look at the Acolyte's not getting taken down as the Paladin tries to come on, finish off that Acolyte there. Go ahead and retreat back. Militia, there's a Death Coil, but well, those ghouls are pretty much amongst a giant firing squad. And finally, Leon there using that Holy Light effectively to take down a ghoul. Paladin at 3 and 3.4 compared to 3.2. We are looking at a Blood Mage now out on the field as well. Level 1 weapons upgrade compared to 0. So essentially, the Rifleman is doing their essential base damage here as the Forest Troll Berserker taking a little bit too much damage here. He could get taken out. He is completely gift wrapped. That's a Holy Light, and now trying to retreat back as the ghouls and the Death Knight are trying to swarm in off on the north. Are we going to see another Death Coil? We are. Hitman being extremely annoying, pressuring with that Death Knight. That Death Knight also with a large amount of armor. 11 armor on this level 3 Death Knight could cause some serious problems. We're going to see some Siphon mana there. Death Knight losing the ability to cast Death Coil. That is also going to be important as the Forest Troll Choppers and other units are getting taken out. Paladin trying to get to, who's going to get the last hit there? There's one last hit right there. Death Knight trying to test the waters. Who's going to get the experience? Death Knight get the last hit, tries to get the last hit again. There's some Siphon mana, and we're going to turn back around. Sasquatch gonna get taken down. Circuit of Nobility, however, picked up by the Death Knight. Leon perhaps thinking, you're not going to take my experience, but ends up taking the item anyways. Back off to the north, Ghoul is going to try and swarm in and out without that Unholy Aura. Doesn't have nearly as fast of a movement speed as you can see as the Blood Mage, well, makes his way off to the north as well. Alright. Paladin. Rifleman. What does this one Rifleman do? Is he going to stay inside of the base here to act as a bit of a deterrent? There's 2 Riflemen sitting in the base. Now, I guess going to try to hold position. But that is going to make it difficult for Leon to do much of anything else here as the ghouls are clearing out that pretty easy creep camp. Off to the north, there's some Siphon mana. Death Knight losing some of that precious mana again. Does pick up a Tome of Intelligence +2 as the Paladin looking to perhaps pick up Devotion Aura. Alright, so some big Devotion Aura. Ogre Warrior's going to get taken down. We see some Frost Armor as well. Doesn't affect the Riflemen nearly as much. Doesn't give them that slow effect as once more Hitman coming in with the pressure. Ghouls coming across here. There's 2 Riflemen, a couple of guard towers ready to be constructed, and now they are going to be trying to fire back. Do we see a low hit point ghouls? 1, 2, well... Oh, able to escape away, and now Staff of Teleportation inbound as the Paladin perhaps going to try to come get off a Holy Light, does finish it off right there. All right, Ghoul is still swarming up here. Blood Mage is sitting at level 2. It needs to try and regroup with the rest of the army. Are we going to see a low hit point Ghoul get taken down? Yes, it does. And these Ghouls are just trying to swarm a little bit. What is Leon doing? He needs to back away. He does not want to really be engaging here as the Paladin shows up with that level 2 Devotion Aura. All right, Boulder onto the Blood Mage here. Perhaps going to get some Siphon mana on that Rogue Wizard. Incredibly important to get that Blood Mage to level 3. All right, topped out on mana. That is absolutely perfect. And to try and finish things off here as the Death Knight is, well, repeating things like a broken record. Still trying to put in pressure, perhaps to build time on this economic advantage that he has. That's no surprise. what is a surprise though is we are still at Necropolis. We haven't gone to tier 2 yet, so hence no Lich, as we are looking at a level 4 Paladin and a level 3 Blood Mage. Hitman sitting on 1,000 gold at this point is going to be able to easily set up a slaughterhouse, tech to tier 3, and train up a Lich all at the same time. That is often one of the hard points for Undead, being able to make critical choices right as it gets to tier 2. But I guess it is not a problem when you're sitting on 1,000 gold. We don't see the second hero, and we don't see the hero coming yet. There's a quick destruction of a building. Are we gonna see a holy light onto the rifleman? Of course we are, as we should be looking at we have a scroll account portal. We do not. All right, so Undead gonna try and rush on in here. Militia gonna try and fight back. Guard towers are gonna be, well, poking damage back here, as the guard tower here needs another 3 seconds to complete. Staff of teleportation inbound, and here we are. Paladin with Holy Light, perhaps gonna try and finish off a couple of these units. Guard towers, there are lots of them. More riflemen gonna get trained up here. There goes another, and we're just trying to perhaps focus down units. Keith needs to train up more peasants here. That is a lot of ghouls to try and finish off. There's one more rifleman back out on the battlefield here, as we are looking at the Blood Mage trying to flame strike and cause problems. Death Knight now shows back up, and Leon, oh, there's a flame strike. That's going to be a bunch of dead ghouls. Wow. That flame strike taking down multiple ghouls right there. Blood Mage now sitting at level 4. Death Knight is up in the air. Even if he was on the ground, he would not be able to Holy Light effectively, as the Blood Mage tries to... Well, there's another Flame Strike. We're going to see one dead Paladin here. There's going to be that Health Stone used. We're going to see another ghoul get taken down, and perhaps another ghoul get taken down as well. These units need to back away. Death Knight going to finish off that rifleman as it chases. And, well, there's a deny once more. Blood Mage coming back around, perhaps going to try to finish off another ghoul again. Blood Mage does have 186. Where is the... Are we going to see a little bit of damage? We're going to see the Death Knight Rifleman try to get in another shot. It's going to turn back around, and there's a deny. 29 supply compared to 35. Hitman, however, having the economic advantage, should be able to rebound rather nicely, as the Death Knight trying to fit, and the ghoul is trying to finish off a couple of these ghouls again. All right, Unholy Aura trying to move slightly faster. The riflemen pretty much saying to each other, if I don't make it out of here alive, please shoot, or if I'm not going to make it out of here, please shoot me in the back, type of thing, as we see a quick death coil finishing off a low hit point rifleman. 35 supply compared to 35 after all of those exchanges. Siphon Mana, Death Coil, Holy Light. Alright, Ghoul is going to try and swarm. What is going on here? Potion of Invulnerability, perhaps going to get transferred to the Blood Mage. Blood Mage going to, well, give him a Holy Light first. And now there's a Flame Strike. Is he going to Invul Potion? Yes, he does. A beautiful use right there. Leon giving the Invul Potion to the Blood Mage. The Blood Mage then casts Flame Strike on himself as he is surrounded, and then as he's surrounded, uses the Invul Potion to make sure he doesn't get taken down. All of these low hit point riflemen trying to back away. There's going to be another ghoul here. That low hit point rifleman perhaps should just be retreating back now, trying to minimize the losses, as we see a big Holy Light right there. Another ghoul going to get taken down. Paladin sitting at level 4. Death Knight sitting at level 4. Blood Mage sitting at level 4, nearly level 5. Still trying to get away here. That Unholy Aura making a big difference, and not enough mana, and not enough time to stand still to give more mana again. All right, unit's going to try and regroup here. There's a little bit of Siphon Mana. There's going to be one poor rifleman. Are they going to trade a rifleman for a ghoul? There's a Holy Light trying to save perhaps one rifleman for 2 ghouls. And are we going to look at another rifleman getting taken down? Yes, we do. Blood Mage now sits at level 5 here. Has enough. Is it going to go level 3 Flame Strike? This is odd here. Are we going to see a level 3 Flame Strike on himself? That would be hilarious. There's a Holy Light. There's a transfer. There's a 400 hit point heal, as the Blood Mage seems to be okay for now. More ghouls trying to get away, and more riflemen trying to get away. Ghouls are just trying to swarm up straight up on top of that target. Paladin may try to Holy Light. Is he going to Holy Light around the corner? He is. And this rifle versus ghoul battle is just non-stop. All right, so far, the only real effect that I see of Hitman's expansion is in the experience bars of the Blood Mage and that Paladin. When the second hero, you're behind on experience on both of those heroes, and Hitman is now going into tier 3. He has not trained up his second He has not trained up his second hero yet. And really, Leon, what I'm most curious about is, well, him never buying a Scroll of Town portal. He has not been able to be everywhere he wants to be. And now in comes a decision. Does he go for level 3 Holy Light, or with the Overheal, or level 3 Devotion, or that is an important question now, as we are looking at an expansion being established here at the, well, on the west coast. All right, Guard Tower is going to quickly focus down one ghoul already. They were just pretty much walking single file into that spot. Another ghoul going to get taken out here. No masonry upgrade, and now the units are going to be forced to retreat all the way back. Mass ghouls, 1-1 upgrades. As all of these, well, guard towers are going to get taken down. Staff of teleportation inbound for the Paladin. Paladin going to be able to fight inside that spot. Going to be able to get some Holy Light, get some damage here. Blood Mage, perhaps going to Flame Strike. A bunch of dead ghouls, or at least a lot of damage onto a bunch of ghouls going to happen as that another ghoul gets taken out as well. All right, need to shoot down the farm, so to speak, in order to release that Paladin, well, Paladin with Staff of Teleportation got in there, but needs another way to get back out. We do see 1-2 upgrades on these riflemen. Add in another 5 armor from that Devotion aura, and well, level 9 or 9 armor units, just very difficult to take down. More damage will still be needed for those riflemen. 1928 damage. Perhaps level 2 upgrades will be started sometime soon, once lumber becomes a non-issue. If at first you don't succeed, try again. Hitman bringing in the Death Knight. This strategy reminds me of a quote from an old Wars game from the Cypher, not Star Wars. For the Earther strategy, if you cannot win with brute force, consider you're not using enough. Coming back around, back to this 9 o'clock spot. Goblin Shredder gonna, well, clear things out here at the Town Hall, shore up that lumber issue that Leon currently has. The expansion on Hitman's side only has 11 minutes of mining left compared to about 20 for Leon, so we may be running into a little bit of gold issues here. Death Knight still swarming off to the north. We are at Black Citadel, and I don't know if, well, Hitman is going triple crypt with mass ghouls, and that's it. No obsidian statues, no additional heroes, doesn't even have an Orb of Corruption on that Death Knight, just trying to go mass ghouls against this pure Paladin rifle strategy. All right, Goblin Shredder's gonna try and escape here, could easily get taken down. The ghouls are just trying to swarm. In comes a Scroll of Town portal, and now, well, landing on top of all those units quickly, a ghoul is taken out, but only one ghoul right there. Perhaps should have teleported a little bit further back. Death Knight is invisible. Paladin is probably wondering, oh wait, oh, he was able to break free. Paladin able to break free. Death Knight perhaps thought he was holding the door right there, and now Paladin gonna try and, oh, he is holding the door. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, there's the reveal. Hitman's finally revealed there, but that was absolutely beautiful. A lot of other players would not have realized what was going on. One ghoul now trying to retreat back out. More guard towers placed down. Masonry upgrades still not researched here. And I am just wondering what is happening. Temple of the Damned now being placed down. Perhaps, and Slaughterhouse. So perhaps trying to transition into a go-wide army. I don't see an Arcane Sanctum. There's not going to be Priest. The Blood Mage is going to have to use that mass AoE to try and deal with those skeletal minions. But the bigger threat right now is that the Blood Mage and the Paladin are perhaps going to get to level 6 before that all of that tech is really ready. If they get to level 6 in time, that is going to be huge. Blood Mage should be using a Flame Strike here. Is maxed out on mana. No, there's a Flame Strike for all of those buildings, and you can see how effective Flame Strike is against buildings right there. Meanwhile, Expansion, Death Knight trying to finish off all of these peasants will be able to do exactly that. That Death Knight turning into a bit of a pincushion, and still the Blood Mage, is it going to try and finish off more ghouls? Yes, ghoul after ghoul is getting taken out quickly and finish off this Spirit Tower. 49 over 50 supply. Anytime you have a tight cluster of buildings, it does work out well. A Flame Strike right here. Flame Strike on all the Acolytes. All the Acolytes simply toasted, and now we are looking at, well, the Goblin Shredder trying to fight back here. Mass Ghouls, big scroll of healing. Death Knight, is he actually going to try to go for Animate Dead? That would be hilarious, as that Animate Dead would perhaps bring up enough ghouls to finish off this guard tower and this expansion. All right, both sides are now very limited on their gold income. Main bases only have about 5 minutes left here, and only, well, less than a minute left here. We are getting Skeletal Mastery, we are getting Necromancer Adept training, we are going for Exhumed Corpses, and yeah, gold is going to be an issue now. We're 20 minutes into this game, and gold is finally, or perhaps finally going to be an issue. Blood Mage should be flame striking right here. No reason not to just stop all of the Acolytes from mining, as we see a Scroll of Town Portal, and now trying to teleport out. All right, in comes the army. We're going to see some shots here. Shots fired. Death Knight. Oh, Death Knight could be in trouble. Down to, there's a Siphon, and there's a Holy Light to ensure the experience was given. Blood Mage, 6 experience shy. One more ghoul needed to be taken down. Paladin trying to lead the charge here, and really wants to get to level 6 on that Blood Mage for that really impressive Phoenix that would just eat up all of these ghouls so quickly. Oh, Death Knight, Unholy Aura on the move. Level 3 Unholy Aura. A faster movement speed by far, decent regeneration. We're going to see that regeneration go into overdrive while on Blight. So it has, what, 350% regeneration while on Blight. So, yeah, coupled with the natural regeneration of strength-based hero. 3-2 upgrades there. There's a Flame Strike, and the Phoenix is out. Oh, Phoenix is out. That's going to cause some major problems here. You can see a little bit of damage over time from that Phoenix damage, Phoenix Fire, and the Haunted Gold Mine may end up, no, it's not going to get taken down, but it's going to be extremely low on hit points as we're looking at it taking damage now. Are we going to see some repairs? We are looking at repairs. Coming back across here, a couple more ghouls taken out. Blood Mage and Paladin still working together well. 36 supply compared to 43. All right. Did the Phoenix Egg? Oh, there it is. The Phoenix Egg hiding off to the north here. Is it going to get spotted? It is, and it is hiding up against the trees. Is it going to make it in time? Oh, it makes it in time. It was down to 6 hit points. It was so close to being dead, and gets taken down again. All right, if another Acolyte is lost, we could actually see level 6 on the Paladin from long range experience. All right, so you can see what is that? Is that all of that little Phoenix animation just shooting back around here? Death Knight now trying to hide back again. No more mining for Hitman here. Still a little bit of mining. We're gonna see that there. Level 6 now on the Paladin. So level 6 on the Paladin. Here, we're looking at the Phoenix about to get taken down. There's another Death Coil. The Phoenix Egg is gonna try to hide itself. Oh, it almost got to that high ground here. Oh, it was in between the buildings. It was trying to find a safe space to hide. It was perhaps going to try to hide up here. Ends up finding the perfect spot in between a ziggurat and a graveyard. And now the ghouls are going to be rushing back the other way. I don't understand why Leon is not getting lumber upgrades. Anyone can see lumber is extremely important at this stage in the game. Blood Mage shoots back around. Coming back across here, and it is turning into a true base race game. Trying to finish off any of these units, not going to really work out well. Oh, there's a ghoul, or one rifleman sitting amongst a sea of ghouls. Are we going to see a Flame Strike go down? Flame Strike there, and all those units trying to get away. That is a lot of damage. Blood Mage could be in a little bit of trouble, but does have an Invul Potion in case he gets surrounded. We're still looking at the Phoenix trying to, well, catch up and perhaps put some pressure onto some of those buildings. Those ghouls with Frenzy dealing so much damage. Or moving so quickly across the battlefield. 45 supply compared to 39, and we're still looking at some units getting trained up here. All right, a lot of Necromancers. Unsummoned a couple of, or unsummoned that building there. Could unsummon some Necropolises and something else here, as the Necromancers are at mastery training, so we could have Cripple come into play. Dual Temple of the Dam's one Slaughterhouse. And in comes the army now. 49 supply army compared to, or 49 supply compared to 39. The Necromancer's trying to back away, and well, the Riflemen will be able to deal bonus damage to those Necromancers with that piercing style, as the Death Knight comes in, does a quick Death Coil, but only to see a Holy Light bring it back up to full. All right, gonna turn back around and perhaps try and do a little bit of fighting. This is gonna be a bit of a problem, and we see one ghoul down, another ghoul down. We're gonna see well, Flame Strike. That is a bunch of damage across multiple ghouls, as so many ghouls now low on hit points. Animate dead though, and suddenly, well, things can go sideways. Blood Mage meets the Flame Strike again. There's gonna Flame Strike, gonna take down a number of ghouls. The Phoenix is down to 39 hit points. He's gonna Holy Light, try to stay alive a little bit longer, and we're still looking at more fighting. Blood Mage, Invul Potion coupled with the Death Knight, trying to get us around here, and now a Flame Strike onto the Death Knight. There's a Resurrection there. The Paladin falls at level 6, as the Blood Mage now trying to retrieve. Blood Mage down to 97 hit points, down to 90. Death Knight, is he gonna have enough mana to catch up? And yes, he is. He may be able to get off a Death Coil. Death Coil on the Blood Mage. Alright. All these skeleton minions, all these acolytes, gold, no gold being mined, more lumber to get collected here. And now the Rifleman just wandering around here. 25 supply versus 11. This Rifleman trying to do a little bit of a dance around, going back the other way. Perhaps he's gonna try to take down a Necromancer. There's Cripple. A major damage loss there, as the Necromancer tries to pull back again. Death Knight trying to fight here. Are we going to see a Resurrection? Paladin Resurrection there. Blood Mage Resurrection here. And we're looking still at the Blood Mage trying to fight back here. Are we going to see this one Paladin, or this one Rifleman get pushed back? Yes, I do hear my poppings on my P's now that I've direct monitored. So, yes. Alright, Siphon mana. Death Knight doesn't want any part of that. Blood Mage retreating back here, just trying to get mana for another Phoenix. That is going to be the key part, as the Rifleman, well, there's some more Siphon mana, and now the Blood Mage up to 90 mana, still needs a little bit of time. Paladin nearly back out onto the battlefield. 11 supply. Waiting to haunt a gold mine here, and this game has not gone any way that I have expected it to, as well, those acolytes, or one acolyte getting shot in the back again. There's a quick Death Coil. That's going to be a dead Rifleman. We're going to see some more Siphon mana. Yes, we are up to 150. And with that, now is he going to summon up no Staff of Teleportation, and this is going to give the Paladin the ability to Holy Light that Blood Mage again. Paladin, does he want to Holy Light? Yes, Holy Light's a Necromancer to take him down. There's but that is the problem. If you Holy Light the Necromancer, the Paladin didn't have enough mana to heal the Blood Mage. A very inefficient trade by Leon, taking down a Necromancer, but ignoring his Blood Mage. And, well, Blood Mage is currently down for another 90 seconds. All right. The fact that Leon, all of that earlier harassment into Leon's base delayed how much gold Leon could get from his main gold mine. That actually turned out to be a little bit of a blessing in disguise after all that time, as it allowed him to maintain his main base and, well, still mine gold from it. Finally out of gold, gonna go ahead and collect a little bit of lumber, as the Death Knight chasing after the Paladin here. 8 supply versus 21. I don't know what Hitman can really do here. He's unsummoning all of his buildings, leaving the slaughterhouse, leaving the Black Citadel. Gonna head off to the north here, perhaps try and haunt this gold mine and get some sort of economy going. Oh, he's unsummoning the crypt as well. And this necropolis. Is he unsummoning his graveyard? Alright, so he's unsummoning everything. What is he hoping to get here? Obsidian statues? Like, I'm not 100% sure what he hopes to do. I do not know what Hitman's game plan is. He's down to 602 gold, hanging out at the laboratory. Paladin is here with Cloak of Shadows, hanging out. Leon's trying to build a new town hall. This is gonna, it might actually run out of gold before the town hall completes here. And, well, so the total constructing time is gonna be a little bit less. Death Knight on the move. What did he buy? Or what is he training? There's a meat wagon and a goblin's... Okay, so a meat wagon, a goblin zeppelin, and an acolyte. Yeah, sounds like the start of a bad WarCraft 3 joke, right? At the end of a game, there's a goblin zeppelin, an acolyte, and a meat wagon. Like, what's really happening here? Death Knight coming across. Is he going to use... no, he uses Death Pact. He doesn't even have Animate Dead here. The Blood Mage going to go ahead and siphon some mana, and the units are going to go ahead and retreat. One Necromancer is here. So one Necromancer could pop up a bunch of skeletal minions and then have that meat wagon try and take down buildings. Is that the game? Is that the plan? That is that the plan? And if that is the plan, is it enough to get the job done? Can you attack up on the high ground here and then actually land? So you get into position here, then here, and then lob. Is that doable? Death Knight just being annoying for the sake of being annoying. Necromancer is back here.
A player's forces are under attack.
He's purposely just... Oh. You know what would be funny if Leon then, after 3 death coils, right? Right? Just uses resurrection right here on all 3 of those peasants. That way it would use up the corpses that the Necromancer was hoping to use. Well, there's the resurrection. Alright, so plenty. There's that resurrection. 4-minute cooldown. Phoenix is putting pressure back in on the main base. Death Knight, there's another death coil. Finds another peasant. Death Knight now trying to run around, get away from that Blood Mage. Leon still mining away here. Plenty of peasants to gather. No, there's no corpses. Phoenix is looking to finish off these buildings here. Goblin Zeppelin, yeah, there's nothing. I don't think Hitman can do much of anything else.
A player's forces are under attack.
He just doesn't have the right unit composition to destroy anything. Leon has enough legs underneath him to stand back up.
The town is under siege.
And that's most likely gonna be the game. Oh, I forgot the Black Citadel does actually have a attacking piercing damage to stop that Phoenix. Phoenix is gonna try to hide and then make its way back over here, take down the last surrounding buildings. And well, you can see that there's this Necromancer trying to get away from this, from the Paladin, and now in comes the Death Knight. All right.
A player's forces are under attack.
exchanging blows again. This Black Citadel slowly taking damage. The Phoenix taking more damage. Alright, there is is he gonna summon up a necropolis here? Is he gonna summon a necropolis here? I mean, that's just gonna further delay the game, but it's not gonna help you win, right? You can't, there's no building that you can build. But outside of, when you're not on Blight.
A town is under siege.
Right, you need like a sacrificial skull. I'm not sure what the Death Knight can do here. I think Hitman's just being a little cute.
A player's forces are under attack.
Yeah, there's a flame strike onto the Black Citadel. Is this his game? Oh, he is building a necropolis here. Alright, so he's gonna lose his main building, but then he's gonna be able to attack from this position, perhaps take down. Is he?
The town is under siege.
I don't. Okay. Oh. Holy Light, Death Knight on the move. Those rune bracers protecting him. Blood Mage, Phoenix looking to finish off the last couple of buildings here. All right. Do I fast forward to figure out what happens? Death Knight hiding on the far side of the map. Zeppelin here. Necropolis is nearly done.
A player's forces are under attack.
Are we gonna see we shouldn't see a cripple from the Necromancer onto the Paladin, right? Like, that should just be an automatic. There's that cripple finally. Paladin moving significantly slower. The Death Knight perhaps could have had a lot more hit points if there was that damage reduction and that slower attack speed. Death Knight gonna jump into the Goblin Zeppelin. Necromancer saying, please wait for me. Get back on the Blight and be able to regenerate a decent amount of hit points while on Blight. Army of Leon is sitting at 50 supply, and Leon must suspect that some sort of Goblin Zeppelin play is in play, so trying to build some flying machines now. As lumber is still particularly an issue. Phoenix Egg down here on the south side. Well, yeah, there's an air unit, so that Phoenix Head should be able to just scout out the map and figure out where that last building is. Leon knows that there has to be a necropolis out here on the battlefield. Otherwise... Oh, wait. The disease cloud, is that actually spotted? I don't know if that's actually within line of sight of the lumber mill. It may not actually see that. Get up onto the high ground. Phoenix looking for where those buildings are. Shoot up onto the high ground, perhaps elevator itself up. Yep. Flying machine looking, Phoenix Egg taking a quick break. After all this, is Hitman just gonna unsummon his building as a coup de grace. Like, so the meat wagon has a good number of crypt fiends here.
A
The
player's
Death
forces
Knight.
are under attack.
Well, the Death Knight can animate it, but it can't web down that Phoenix, so it has no way of actually saving anything right there. A little bit of flame strike damage. Rifleman, fully powered, getting War Song battle drums as well. A little bit more bonus damage. Finishing things off, clearing things out. Flying Machine still has not scouted out to this top left-hand side of the map. Oh, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Animate dead. There is that animate dead. You don't see the animate dead ability here. Okay. Alright, Crypt Fiend attacking their own building, unable to web down those flying machines. Frenzy, skeletal minions, they're attacking slightly faster. Flying machines are actually getting crippled and taken down, but this building will be that last building right there. There's a flame strike, and Hitman has left the game. I thought he would have just come down and unsummoned his building. Alright, thanks for watching, thanks for listening. Weird ending to a great game. Hitman only going mass ghouls. The only Crypt Fiend we saw were the animated variety from that Animate Dead ultimate ability at the very end of the game. Let me know what you guys thought about this strange one here.